Welcome back, everybody, to another week. This week we're testing the 2024 Land Rover Defender 130. So as usual, let's start with a walk around. I'm gonna get in, give you my first impressions, start the week off. Just picked it up. It is in like this matte black. This thing looks like it could absolutely take a bullet. It looks bulletproof. Like, it just looks like ready for everything. What a cool design. I never expected to be driving one of these, or even, I don't even know if I would even like one of these, but these are really cool. You can see here I have a ladder that actually folds down. I'll kind of show you a little bit more of that during the week. I have a huge spare tire out in the back here as well, which is really cool to look at. Nice tail lights as well here. And then we have a box on the right hand side, which I actually have a key that unlocks so you can keep some stuff exterior. And then I have the huge roof rack up there as well, which will help us with stuff. Defender logo right here. Big mirror caps. I'll show you the trunk space because I believe this is the outbound edition, because I should have an 8-seater here, but this is not seats. This is all absolute storage. So if you're of the outdoors, but I do have the secondary sunroof, and I have 2 cup holders as well. But I also have some auxiliary power here, which is really cool. I think I'd probably sleep in here overnight, if I'm being completely honest. Don't know if I'm gonna actually do that because it's cold, but yeah, we do have it. And there's a button here that does, of course it does. It lowers the rear. Check that out. And then we can raise it back up if we want to. You can't see that on camera, but I promise you that that's exactly what's happening. Really nice door too. You can see how this is for the warming, because we don't actually have, oh no, we do have a rear wiper. That's cool too. Look at this. It's hidden behind the thing right there. So let's hop in. Let me give you my first impressions. I'll kind of give you a little shot of what it looks like quickly. Here's the front seat. Look at this. We got nice white on the steering wheel. Really cool, really rugged looking. I'll show you the back really quick too. Plenty of space here. Of course, these seats move around. They obviously have way further to go. Just look how far back they could go. You could basically live in this thing. I mean, I think that's kind of the goal, right? You can camp in this thing. Really cool. So let's hop in. I'll give you my first impression. All right, here we are on the road with the Defender. Let's go. So it's a big to-do of a vehicle. Got heated steering though, heated seats, all the ventilation stuff. But when I look out my rear view mirror here, it's not digital or anything, so I see it right through the cabin. It looks like I'm looking at the back of a football field. This thing is so extended. It's so big that, like, honestly, when I go to park this week, I'm gonna be pretty afraid of it because I don't know where it's gonna fall. I just don't know what's going to happen. But like, this thing in like the wilderness would be really, really nice. Like it's like you can kind of keep things heated. It's got so much room out the back, like you saw, just ridiculous amount of space. And like, it's such a smooth ride and power delivery and all this stuff. So like, I don't even know how fast I'm going sometimes because I'm so like, it's just so smooth. Like, honestly, I don't have a heads up display, but you don't need one. I can literally see over everyone in this thing. It is just ridiculous. I am an absolute tower of a car. For some reason, I feel higher up in this thing than I do in most pickups. And I don't know if that's just if that's the case or what, but this thing just feels absolutely lifted. And I'm at like the normal level. I think that this thing does have air suspension, so I can get up higher, which is like, holy moly. It's so big, but it's so, at the same time, it's so luxurious. Like, I'm just so comfortable in it. I feel like in this, I could tackle any kind of pothole, any kind of crater. As I said, I feel like this thing could take a bullet. Maybe and probably not, but it looks like it can, and I mean, that's pretty cool. The fact that it just looks like it could take a ding. It could definitely take some rocks and some rubble. The size of the tires are really, really big, but I am just comfortable the whole way through. No matter what bumps or bounces that I hit, I'm just comfortable. I'm just sitting here in absolute comfort with no problem at all. And the thing is, like, the camera seems pretty far this week as opposed to last week where I was pretty close to you, because I went from a Jaguar F-Type, which I'm on the ground, 2-seater, really squished in there, to having an absolute insane amount of room where I can't even touch the camera where I'm sitting. It's just ridiculous. And I do want to kind of try to pop this thing in sport mode and see what we got. Smooth, not quick, but smooth, but a decent amount of pickup for what I'm dealing with here. Also, I just probably burned about $80 of gas. It's another one of those weeks where I'm going to probably spend quite a bit of money on gas. But again, it's not really one of those vehicles that's meant for going quickly and making a bunch of noise. That's more a Jaguar F-Type, or maybe a Range Rover Sport, or a Jaguar SVR if you want, or F-Pace SVR. This is really for the rugged traveler, you know? You want to strap some stuff up to the roof rails. You want to camp up there. I'm pretty sure there's tents that they sell that you can do that. You want to camp in here. Oh, no problem with this thing. It's just fantastic for all of that. No problems at all here. It's just such a nice ride. And I just like the confidence it gives you, because it's just like, get out of my way, and if you don't, you're just gonna get moved, and that's it. Like, I just can bowl through everything. Unfortunately, now the nice weather is coming out. It's nice and sunny. It's currently, what's the temperature? I don't even know where that is now. It's currently +9. There we go. It's currently +9, and there's not a lot of snow coming the way. There's not a lot of ice coming on my way. There's not a lot of really cold temperatures even coming my way. So can't really test it in that, but I don't even think I need to, because just looking at the vehicle, you just know, like, okay, this thing can pretty much handle anything that Quebec weather is going to throw at it. So, yeah, pretty confident. I'm pretty certain that, because last week I was really concerned people weren't seeing me on the road, and we were, or they were just being mean because I was in a fast car. Now this week, though, people are not going to take a chance with me, because I'm just too big and I look like there's nothing you can do, and if you hit me, your car will be totaled and I'll be fine. So that's the cool thing about the Defender, isn't it? I've got a nice Defender logo. I like the way the steering wheel spec. The steering wheel feels great, but like, it's effortless driving, right? It's effortless commuting while having more space than I know what to do with. I don't know if I can store that much stuff in a foot. Like, I feel like I'm driving a football field again, and it's just so crazy. Yeah, and I'm high up off the ground. I tower over everybody, everything. Definitely gives you an ego. It's a different type of ego. But with the F-Pace last week, I had this, like, I can beat anybody off the line kind of thing. Now I know you're not going to beat me off the line, but if we get into some trouble, I want the Defender, you know? So it's cool. But I also noticed some similarities between, like, obviously the infotainment screen is a different software, but the actual gauge cluster looks so similar to the one on the Jaguar. So even on the F-Pace, they very much look the same. So it's cool to, kind of have those vehicles back to back and kind of see the differences. And it's cool that it's not much different. So I'm pretty familiar, pretty much right at home with all the buttons and stuff, except for like there's a bunch of buttons here on my center console here that I have yet to figure out what everything does. There's multi-purpose things for drive modes and different stuff like that, so I have yet to really dive into it because I've just picked this up, but yeah, we'll get there. But there we go. So I'll pick it up during the week, little point during the week. There's definitely a few features that I definitely want to highlight in here. I want to show you. If I end up storing stuff in here or hauling something, then I'll probably show that. Don't think I have much, but hey, we'll see if we can find it. Let's continue the week. All right, another day done with your Land Rover Defender. We're here in the evening, kind of got some like golden hour shots. The matte black really looks nice when you shoot it like this. And we're kind of like, we're not in the middle of nowhere. We're kind of like in a park, but it's not paved or anything. So nice and surrounded by trees, kind of in the element for the Defender anyways. You can see kind of more of the color come out. I really like this black on black color. It just looks like an absolute beast of a car. Can take anything. You can see in the back here those like kind of two-tone taillights, or those like multiple taillights. And then what I really want to show you is I have the ladder down for this, since it is really cool. The fact that we have it here, I can actually hop up. It's pretty sturdy. I mean, all things considered, you can kind of get up here quickly. I'm just on the first step. I'm tall enough to kind of access stuff just from here. So that's cool. So then we get back down. That's also pretty easy to do. It folds back up, no problem. So that's going to be really convenient for people who are looking at this to do some elegant camping, I would say, because this is quite the machine for camping. I mean, you could stay in here for a good couple of nights or even a week if you brought enough stuff, and maybe if you're by yourself, you could probably do that. Anybody who's done that, actually let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of this color configuration. Do you like the matte black on black? I think it looks fantastic. Whoever spec'd this one, good job. Let's actually hop in. I'm going to talk a little bit more how it drives, how I feel when I'm driving it, and different things like that. So let's go. Alrighty, so we're in this car, in this Defender. I'm actually driving it in the off-road mode. I have absolutely no reason or justification to drive it in the off-road mode, but I just kind of wanted to see how the ride quality feels in just general driving. And I mean, look, like the Quebec roads are enough of a crater-filled mess, especially some of the places that I have to drive. So it's not necessarily a terrible thing that I'm in off-road mode, but I am definitely like 10 times higher. I mean, just in the normal ride height, I feel like I tower over absolutely everybody. In this ride height configuration, I am just way higher than anybody needs to be. It's just ridiculous. Like, oh man, I'm so high up off the floor. It's just crazy. Get distracted by a Porsche. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can actually lower it. I think it's actually doing that itself. I can feel it almost. Oh no. Okay, let me do it. See if I can do it well. To increase maximum weight depth. Okay, I don't want to be weighting right now. I don't even know what that is. Okay, now we're at the normal ride height. It was quick, actually. It felt quicker to get down. Well, I guess it's easier to let out the air suspension than to actually do anything. Oh, look, there's a Taycan behind us. Man, the Porsches are out tonight. Anyways, yeah, so it just felt like really... The off-road mode is really cool, and I'd be curious to see how this really does off-road, although I don't know if I'm supposed to, and I don't know if I have any places to do it, unless I can just, you know, turn off the road at any point here. So you can see there's a bunch of fields, but I'm not sure the farmers would be too happy if I did that. But, you know, man, this thing could just tackle it, I think. Like, no matter what terrain, rain, snow, mud, whatever the case is, it's just going to absolutely be fine with it. And I'm just so big. I feel like I'm driving a football field. Like, it's just absolutely insane, but it's so nice. Like, the quality in here is so good. Like, everything works very well. I don't find the screen to be too big or too small. I feel it's pretty perfect. Yeah, although the only thing is, like, I know I see the Defenders come in like a smaller package. I think if I was to get a Defender, I'd definitely get a smaller package Defender, but this thing is just like, oh my god, if you have it, I mean, you could haul stuff, whatever you want. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of space and room and probably towing capacity that I have in here. Just to drive with it, it's really fun too. Like, the steering wheel feels really good in my hands. I like this like rugged kind of plasticky feel. Like, usually you're like, 100K for plastic, but in this case it's good because you want to be able to clean it. A lot of the materials in here feel easy to clean, but also premium at the same time, which I'm really excited to see that they've reached that level of, like, you know, they're not cheaping out. I don't feel like it's cheaped out. Well, I even have some storage behind the screen. I just noticed that. I'm just like, oh, there's little holes everywhere. It's just cool. It's just cool. And like, I thought, like, last week I had the Jaguar F-Type. I was getting attention left, right, and center. Everywhere I'd go to film, somebody would stop, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get the Defender this week, and then that should stop happening. I couldn't have been more wrong. It's actually happened about the same amount. People are actually, like, I was in the drive-thru, and the guy said, oh, that's a really nice car. And then he brought out his friend, and then as I was driving away, the friend was like, oh my goodness, that's a really nice car. So it's like, and that's happened multiple times throughout multiple drive-thrus, okay? I eat fast food a lot. I'm on the road a lot, you know, so I get to experience these things. And I go to the gas station, bang again, you know, somebody has something to say. With the F-Type, it was loud. With the Defender 130, it's because it's really cool looking. With the ladder on the side, it appeals to something. But mostly it's guys that are having these compliments. There's not, I mean, if you're hoping to get, you know, some female attention in this, I don't know. I'm married. I'm not looking for that. Number one, but also number two, I don't know if they care about it. My wife likes the space inside of here. She likes how big it is. She likes how safe she feels in it because we're so high off the road. But that's kind of where that ends. That guy triggered my road rage because it wasn't his turn. And this is why I have Defender speed, because I can speed after him and run him over. Okay. We're responsible on the roads, of course. Anyways, we'll pick it back up later on during the week. Let's see what else we can get into with the Land Rover Defender. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to show you was actually the ride height. Right now, my ride height is at like a access level. I don't know if I can do this with the door open, but let me see if I press the button. Let's bring it up. Okay, let's see what's happening. Oh yeah, you can already see the back is coming up. The front has come up too. I think that's normal ride height. Now let me just check. Yeah, that's normal. So I can go actually one more. We can go off-road. Back out quick. Yeah, you can see the back coming up. Front's coming up a little bit too. And then you get your highest, it's still actually coming up, my goodness. You get your highest setting you can. You can even do it with the doors open. Looks really cool. Also, most of the dirt collects right down there. You can see it doesn't really ride up on the paint, which I like. And also the fact that it's a matte black, you're not going to see the dirt too much, hopefully. Or so far I haven't, and I've been driving through dirt. Okay, so another windy day with the Land Rover Defender, but obviously it's unaffected. And I've managed to pick up some dirt. So I don't know if you can see it. I really got to get close so you could see how the dirt looks and how it accumulates on the car here. But I mean, it's really not bad at all. So I also want to show you the interior today. So let's take a look at that, at least the front seat anyways, because that is probably the cool spot of the vehicle. So let's hop around here. Let's get in this. All right, let's hop in here. You can see we got a huge massive door. I like kind of like the grayish white accents, the Meridian sound system, lock unlock, memory seat settings are there too, trunk button is there. Get a good shot of these seats here too, which are very nice. So let's actually hop in because it's really windy. Banging off the feet because we are standing in mud today. So let's hop in here. The car is kind of on, but the engine isn't. The accessories are on because I was filming some stuff. So let's actually start her up. Main screen should come on. There we go. Land Rover. It's coming on. Nice little startup animation. Good morning. Is it still the morning? Oh, yes, it is. We are just approaching the end of the morning, actually, so that's very nice. So you can see, again, we have this white accent on the steering wheel where we have cruise control settings, lane keep settings, and the heated steering button, which is very nice. Then I have some other buttons which aren't labeled, don't help you to do anything. This is the volume button. This is like the special access button to skip the track and stuff. And then this is to select within the gauge cluster, which just like the F-Type I showed you last week, I could have a bunch of different settings here. I could have, different things that I want, and I could also change some of the vehicle settings from within as well. I like the picture there. 2 dials is the way I like to go. Then we have some vents here. We have a big subwoofer here, more vents here, more speakers there. I don't have the camera thing here that I think some people get. I mean, some of the other press fleets have gotten, but I don't have it. I don't have a digital camera, which I like them, but I don't really care that I don't have it. And then I have so many settings that I think it would require another video, but I'll try to go through them quickly. So let's go to the first page. Yep. All right, this is the first page. So I got built-in navigation. I've got wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto. I've got the air quality thing that I showed you on the Jaguar F-Pace. I've got a slope assist for off-road stuff. I've got a compass. I've got my differential locking if I need to do that. My weight sensing for if you're driving in water. My energy impact. And it just goes on and on and on. I've got my vehicle dimension, low traction launch. It's just meant for exploring the wilderness, really. It really is. It's really cool. And then I can kind of control the seats manually, but there's, of course, buttons to do all of that, which is cool. And then I have these really cool parking 3D settings where it gives you a 3D render of the vehicle, and I can kind of see every single angle. Really comes in useful when I am parking in tight spaces, which is always because I'm so big. So that's fantastic. A little bit lower here, I have the shifter, same thing as the F-Type I showed you last week. Then I have the ride controls, auto start stop, bunch of HVAC controls, and then we have the multi-purpose buttons where if I press this becomes the fan. If I press this, I get this dial to choose the drive mode, which is very cool. And then of course you can push in for heated and ventilated seating. Standard stuff, really cool. Then a little bit lower I have USB-C, USB normal. I also like how you can see there's screws, it looks like bolts. There's a bunch of storage under me here. I have a wireless charger right here, a bunch of storage in there. Nice seats there, Defender right there. There's also a USB-C port right here for the passenger, which is very cool. And then we got a good view of the sunroof with our roof racks right there as well, which are fantastic. The actual sunroof, when you turn the car off, it actually closes itself and opens itself when you turn it back on if you had it open. Really cool. I like the overall design. It looks rugged, easy to clean, but also luxurious at the same time. I like that Land Rover have found a way to get that out of this car, right? It just feels very good. I don't feel like the screen is too small. I feel like it's actually perfect for what I'm doing, but I definitely, when I look in my rearview mirror, I am driving an absolute football field. It is ridiculous. It's so big. So there you go. There's the front seat for the interior. If I can, I'll show you the rear seats and definitely the trunk and stuff like that as the week goes on. So let's continue. Okay, as the snow's coming down, I just want to show you quickly how much space we're working with in the rear here. Quite a bit of space. I love these bolts in the doors here and kind of get this double window. Of course, this doesn't actually roll down, but we have plenty of space here. I've got my own climate controls back here and everything. So I don't have heated seats or ventilation, nothing like that, but I do have the ability to adjust my fan speed where the air is coming from, and I do have some chargers back here. Fits a baby seat nicely. I don't really take my kid in the press cars. I just kind of set things up in case you need to do it. And yeah, so that's really good. You can check out too from here just how much space we're working with back there, as well as the secondary sunroof. Primary sunroof is also right there, so really nice leg room too, like super good leg room. The middle seat is actually like a usable seat, which is very nice as well. So I'm very comfortable back here. I've got no complaints, no issues. Really cool place to spend time. And you can fold these down and probably like lie down if you needed to, so that is awesome. Okay, so already we're on our last day with the Range Rover Defender, all right, so we're already on our last day with the Land Rover Defender, and it has decided to start snowing, so that's excellent. But it looks cool in the snow, so I get to show you as the final shot what this thing looks like in the snow. Obviously, the roads are not, it's not sticking, like you can see. There's nothing wrong with it, but one final walk around before I hop in and give you my final impressions of what it's like to live with a week during this thing. The snow is blowing quite hard. There's quite a bit of wind out here too, but the Defender is absolutely unaffected, as you would rightly so assume, right? Like, it's anything you put in here or attached to it is all safe. It's more my body that's taking the abuse from the snow. But that's it. It's really cool to look at in the snow. It looks really good with snow on it. Actually, this looks such a fantastic angle, such a fantastic car to look at and live with. Let's hop in for one final time, and I'll tell you what I think it's like to live with for a week. Alrighty, so unfortunately we are doing final impressions. As you can see, it started to snow for no reason at all, because it's been like in the tens for the most part of the last 2 weeks. Now all of a sudden, let's just add in some snow for the March weather. All right, so anyways, if it does start to accumulate, I don't think it will though, I would be fine in this car. And that's kind of the final impressions, beginning, I guess, because like this car just is an absolute tank. It looks like it could take bullets to it, and it drives like it too. And I have so many off-road modes. I'm pretty sure I have a dedicated snow mode in this thing. So if it were to dump on me 30 centimeters in the middle of March, or even at the beginning of April, no problem. And I think I could probably get away with it on some all-season tires, but I think the fact that I'm on winter tires makes this thing just an absolute winter weather unit, which is, I mean, when you're looking at cold weather and stuff, is great. And then again, even if you can use it in the summer, because I've got ventilated seats and stuff like that up here, and it's good to probably explore the wilderness in the summer anyway. It's probably a little bit harsher in the winter to get up and do that and actually go outside, but this summer would be fun to use this thing to do that with. If I do get the opportunity in the summer, maybe I'll do a cool little special feature video on what it's actually like to stay in the car, or whatever comes up, if it's still around, because there's no guarantee that they stay all year, these kinds of vehicles. So glad I got it though. Glad I got it in some changing weather. It didn't get, I got some nice weather, I got some cold weather, I got some snow, and I got some rain. So I got everything except for like a big dumping of like, fully covered roads of snow. But I don't think I need that to know that this thing can handle anything that any kind of weather throws at it. I think this thing could scale a mountain, no problem. And there's not a lot that competes with it. There's the Ford Bronco, which is again like really cheap on the cheap end, and doesn't have as many features as this thing does, and also doesn't look as nice. And then you have the Mercedes G-Wagon, which is around the same price, but probably in its base model. I think the G-Wagon prices can get pretty astronomical. So yeah, it's like at a perfect sweet spot for the expensive market, but it's also fully loaded with like air suspension and stuff, which is one of my favorite things. And it's just the look in general of it, like the matte black with like the accents that it has on it, the nice body lines. I think that if I was going to get this car, I would definitely take it in this color with these tires configuration. Just maybe I would add the third row, because personally I feel like it's easier just to fold down a third row than to not have it at all, and that way it gives you that like duality, and you can kind of use that kind of thing everywhere. So instead of just having no rear seat and it's only cargo space, it'd be nice to get that third row. I think I'd get it with the third row and just keep the option to fold them down, which would be completely fine. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and leave things off right there for the Land Rover Defender 130. I think next week should be a Mazda CX-30 probably. So there you go, you can stay tuned for that. If you like this video, make sure you go and watch another one. That's the best way to support me and the channel. Make sure you subscribe as well, leave a like if you like this, and also let me know what you think of the Defender. Do you own one? Are you considering buying one? Like, what is your thoughts on it? Do you like the trim that I had with the ladder and the box on the back? I think it just looks, the whole package looks absolutely fantastic. So there we go. We'll leave it there for this week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next week. See you in the next car. Take care.